Affection, affection, don't let your pride go. One day I know you'll grow into a fine hero. Affection, affection, affection. One day I know you'll grow into a fine hero.
Oh, the flowers, remember what you wept for day after day. Blooming to the beauty you once were. In your stream of tears, you're still robbed with pain. Gotta hold your head high, bring meaning to your own life, changing day after day. Gotta hold your head high, bring meaning to your own life, changing day after day.
Affection, affection, don't let your pride go. One day I know you'll grow into a fine hero. Affection, affection, affection. One day I know you'll grow into a fine hero.
Hello. Let me do poison only costs? Yeah. I don't usually stream on Saturdays. However, I've been very into this part of the story. And my dad has not responded to me about whether or not we're hanging out today. So we're streaming until I get a clearer picture of whether or not that's happening. In my spare time, between tickets at work mostly, I've attuned to Thavnir, Mara Lamentorum, and Garlemald, and I've collected all of the ether currents that I possibly can here in Elpis. The last one is like on the third island over here. Nah. Should we begin our investigations then? I'm acquainted with Hermes, of course, but only as a visitor received by the chief overseer of Elpis. Of the man himself, but only as a visitor. Okay, so like she knows him, but they don't know each other like on a personal level. Of the man himself, I know only that which is most common knowledge. Thus, I suggest we fall back on the tried-and-true method of conversing with the locals. Observers who live here can surely tell us more about Hermes and Medion. I have a good idea of where we might begin. I see you, the woman standing in front of yonder building. Her name is Ismene. She's the one who made arrangements for my stay in Elpis, and from what I recall, she has held her position here for some time. Chances are she can provide us with some insights. Go ahead and ask your questions. I'll help with drawing out answers if need be, but I leave the choice of topic up to you. Questions for me? Well, I suppose I have no other pressing duties at the moment. Greeting is mean. My friend here is desperately curious to find out about Chief Hermes, and I was wondering if you might indulge him. Certainly, Mr. Savannah. Anything to be of service. What is it you wish to know? What kind of person is Hermes? I can only answer from my own experience, but... I would describe him as a quiet man, reserved you might say, and occasionally somewhat poor with his choice of words. His reticent nature, however, does not prevent him from carrying out his duties as chief overseer. The man is a walking archive when it comes to life forms. He can discuss any species in incredible detail, and is a leading authority on concepts with the power of flight. I hope that answers your question. Was there anything else? Do you know of Medion's abilities? It's no secret she's a highly unusual familiar. Of late, the chief often makes his rounds with her like a mother hen raising her chick. I understand that she's able to read emotions and communicate directly with one's mind. Exactly how she was created with that talent, however, is a mystery to me. My apologies. I wish that I could explain her nature more in depth, but I have not had the occasion to discuss it with Chief Hermes. Do you wish you knew him better? The chief may not be the most generous, gregarious individual, but he engages us with us as necessary for everyone to perform their duties. I wouldn't want to intrude upon his privacy for the sake of curiosity. Though, if you wish to learn more about Medion, you could try speaking with Timaeos, another expert on the creation of flying concepts. He should be conducting his observations on the banks of the stream somewhere to the east, and unless you take particular joy in rambling discourse, I suggest you keep your questions concise. We shall keep that in mind. Thank you for your patience and your insight. Think nothing of it. If there's aught else you need during your stay, please do not hesitate to ask. Come, I think we've taken enough of Yasmin's time. Our investigation's off to a fine start, wouldn't you agree? From here, I propose we split up, and I shall continue making inquiries with the resident observers. If you could track down this colleague Yasmin mentioned, given how you steered that conversation, it is plain you need no assistance from me. All I ask is that you watch your footing around the stream. We can meet back here once you finish speaking with Timaeos. I'm Greek, and I should know these words, and I don't. And severed from my heritage. Yes, I'm Timaeos, but please keep your voice down. You'll startle the birds. Is it true you're an expert on flying creations? What do you think of Chief Hermes' flying creations? Chief Hermes' work, a worthy subject indeed. Those beings which soar through the clouds, majestic and graceful, are ever a favorite of creators. Even now, with so many varieties in existence, the flood of newly imagined concepts continues unabated. What sets Chief's creations apart, however, is how they benefit from his boundless knowledge of the celestial realm. Birds that climb so high they disappear from view, others which traverse the boundless sky in moments and without riding the currents. I know none save he who can conceive of such marvels. Even we who prize elegance of form above all else are dumbfounded by his genius. Medion too is a marvel then. My opinion on that matter would be superficial at best. Despite my admiration for Medion as a concept, I have never delved too deeply into the inner workings of her nature. I know that she has a gift of communicating via emotions, but otherwise her abilities are a mystery to me. If Chief Hermes should choose to submit Medion's concept to the Bureau of the Architect, then will the design be registered for public scrutiny. Analyzing a colleague's creations before that step is frowned upon, to say the least. Of course, if you came to me, a fellow artisan looking for advice, that would be an entirely different story. Do you know of Dynamis and Entelechis? Dynamis and Entelechis? Those terms do sound vaguely familiar. Was there not a flower made here in Elpis which exhibited properties of one or the other? It must have been centuries since I last heard anyone speak of such things. Has there been a resurgence of interest? Though I bring up the subject, I am flattered that you sought my insight, but I cannot afford to neglect my duties for the sake of idle chatter. Now I must really return to my observations. Surely you have your own tasks to attend to? Back already? That was quick work. You were obviously clever enough to head off any of that rambling Ismene mentioned. So have any findings to share? I see. Even an expert in the field has little understanding of Medion's capabilities, let alone awareness of Dynamis. My questions resulted in much the same answers. Hermes' colleagues view Medion as his personal project and can provide no details beyond those which you just told me. Which leads me to believe the only person with any significant knowledge of Dynamis is Hermes himself. Yes, we've made some progress here, but the more information is needed if we are to reach definitive conclusions. At present, the strongest link we have to the final days is the power of Dynamis and Entelechis which can control it. Yet most scholars are only vaguely aware of these terms, let alone study them in any depth, except for Hermes, it seems. Thus I'm inclined to stay our current course, and learn all we can about the Chief Overseer and his familiar. On that subject, was there aught else of note that you could tell me about Medion aside from her unorthodox method of communication? She and her sisters were created to journey to the stars in search of intelligent life. I rather wish you'd mentioned that earlier. In any case, would you care to elaborate? So these siblings of hers now travel the great expanse in search of deeper meaning. Thank you. Though the mystery at hand remains unresolved, I feel you've touched upon a vital clue, one we should keep in mind as we continue. Next, I propose we take ourselves to Proprietary Crystalline. Not far from here, just follow the path to the west. This tower and the one further along are both part of Proprietary Crystalline, the facilities where they archive all of Elpis' observational and testing records. Despite how they appear from the outside, the interior is actually a vast area of magically interconnected spaces, which, while fascinating, is not the reason we're here, is it? I shall cut my architectural lessons short, and see what these two archivists have to share. If you could find someone to speak with over at the other tower, I shall join you there and on. You have questions for me? Certainly. Just a moment while I conclude my current appointment. Indeed. So if you could provide a comprehensive log of these behaviors, we should have sufficient data for our official records. Now, what was it you wished to speak with me about? The Chief Overseer's personal research project, and by that I assume you mean Medion? Such undocumented studies are difficult to track. After all, hardly a day goes past without seeing a researcher trailed by one creation or another. I'm afraid I cannot tell you exactly when Medion appeared, only now that she now spends much of her time at Chief Hermes' side. Though I do recall an interesting tale my dearest Ghislaine shared with me. Ghislaine's my partner, and fellow researcher here in Elpis. She was returning late one night when she caught sight of Chief Hermes sending Medion heavensward, a host of them. For several days she would speak of the scene with wonder, describing it as one of the most beautiful spectacles she'd ever witnessed. That sounds like a story I should like to hear. Mistress Vana, I thought that you'd already returned to the surface. Permit me to thank you again for your invaluable contribution to our concept placement proposal. Pray do not mention it. As you say, my original plan was to leave after the task, but I have since become engrossed with Chief Hermes' research. Would you favor me with a retelling of this sight which so delighted your Ghislaine? Of course, or you could hear it from her lips directly if you prefer. At present, she should be observing a subject at Metabasios Thalassae. She does enjoy her time there, watching the sea creatures hunt and play, gazing upon the salty waters of the world's oceans, recreated in such sublime detail. I imagine you must find similar joy in indulging your boundless curiosity, Mistress Vana. Even though such pursuits most continually and regretfully delay your return to the star. Indeed they do. 'Tis a rest well deserved and long overdue, I should think. How greatly they have we prospered from the wisdom you accumulated during your travels as a Zem. And what would Elpis be without your earlier academic work? The theories you developed served as the basis of many techniques still in use today. Man is a creature of contemplation, but none embody that nature with as much enduring passion as you. Aye, I dare say there is not a soul alive more worthy of a return. I shall rejoice the day that you depart on your final journey. I'll be honored. Well, we shall take this opportunity to meet with Ghislaine in person. Allow me to reconfigure the door to the archives here. It'll take you up to the Skyway and spare you the need to avoid hostile concepts on the ground. That'd be most helpful, thank you. I've opened the path to the Skyway. Once you pass through the door, simply walk straight across to the next tower and ask for admittance to the upper tier. Upon arriving at the upper tier, walk straight across the Skyway and you'll find yourself at the entrance to Metabasios Thalassae. Ghislaine shall be eager to share her tale with you, I'm sure. Mistress Vana, just passing through? Then allow me to prepare the path. If you need further assistance, there's always an observer or two on the upper Skyway. Mistress Vana, I was not told to expect. We would have prepared an official welcome. Please, there's no need for the fanfare. I only wish to speak with Ghislaine, if that might be arranged. Oh yes, Ghislaine, of course. I'll inform her immediately. She may be engaged in a testing phase. You could be in for something of a wait. Should I let her know your business is urgent? That won't be necessary. The lovely view will keep us occupied till she's ready to receive us.
A delightful breeze and a breathtaking view. What is it like in the future? Is the world still a beautiful place?
Some parts, others not so much.
Dark, hidden places, rife with danger. Those have an altogether different, but no less powerful sort of appeal. While we wait, will you not tell me about your adventures? Well, not the portentous events which led you here, but the simple delights all your own. By learning about the future world, I may gain insight into future me's plans. But more than that, I have an interest simply as a fellow traveler. Short of going somewhere oneself, there's naught more stirring than hearing another's account. Incredible. Would that I could have been there to see it.
In some ways, you were.
Yours is a harsh and unforgiving world. Yet in spite of this, your brethren hold fast to their virtue. To know that the light of mankind's potential still shines, even in that faraway place, it gives me heart. Thank you for regaling me with your tales. I will treasure every word. As you know, I was once a scholar. And among other things, I sought to understand the workings of the world. What exactly is ether? How formed the laws of nature? Whence sprung mankind? Riddles and mysteries beyond counting. Over the years, I have managed to find answers to some few of them. Yet rather than attain a sense of mastery, the more I understood, the more I came to hold the world and its miracles in awe. We too are miracles, each and every one of us, born of the warm breath of life that traverses the heavens, swirling through eternity. When I fully grasped the improbability of our existence, nothing felt impossible anymore. If it could be imagined, it could be done. A passion swelled within me, an epiphany dispelling all preconceptions of what was natural and true. And a presence without, immense yet intimate. Fate, perhaps, holding us in its tender embrace. As reassuring as it was intimidating, how keenly aware I became of creation's fragility, built as it is upon precarious happenstance. I was overcome with an irrepressible urge to know the world more intimately, to hear its voice, feel its breath.
And think? And think?
I ventured forth on a journey that very day, so very long ago now. freed from presumption and prejudice. I saw the world through a newborn's eyes. Everything fresh and new. And so beautiful. Lands that stretched on forever. Skies one could drown in. The heartbeat of nature, silent yet strong. And amidst it all a people. Beacons of light and life. Laughter that warmed my heart like naught else before. They are my meaning, and my purpose, my love. And so long as they need help, I cannot return to the star. Perhaps my future self is still waiting for it. The moment she can let go and walk unto the end.
Be an end walker.
Safe in the knowledge that man will find his own way. You, who are our future, tell me this, and tell me true. Has your journey been good? Has it been worthwhile?
Pray forgive my lateness. My observation subject was rather irritable, and it took a while to settle it down.
No need to apologize. Your work takes precedence. Besides, we had a pleasant conversation in the meantime.
You're too kind. Now then, I'm told you wished to ask me some questions.
Indeed. I've an interest in one of Hermes' creations. Meteon. You witnessed a host of them take flight, yes?
Oh, that! Yes, I did. It was in the dark of the morn. I'd left the Thalassai after nocturnal observation. As I walked along, I spied a bright light climbing high into the southeastern skies. Then, in an instant, it was gone. Like a shooting star, only rising rather than falling. But then another shot up, then another, and another. Intrigued, I made my way to the edge to investigate. And who should I spy on an isle to the south but Hermes and Meteon, the Metea, rather. There were lots of them, and I realized they must be the shooting stars that I'd seen.
A dazzling spectacle indeed. Have you spoken with Hermes about this?
Oh, yes. The sight left such an impression on me that I approached him about his mystery project the very next day. Alas, he said that he couldn't reveal anything just yet, that he needed to conduct further tests. It shouldn't be long now, though. He often returns to that isle, and I have a feeling he's nearing a breakthrough.
Splendid. We are likewise eager for the details. Well, that is all we wish to ask. Thank you for taking the time to indulge our curiosity.
You're very welcome. It's always a pleasure to speak with other inquisitive souls. Oh, and will you be descending now? If so, I shall link the doors for you.
Please.
Another piece of the puzzle falls into place. From what we learned thus far, I think we can safely conclude that Hermes hasn't been revealing the details of his research to others, which suggests that either someone will appropriate his discoveries and make use of them, or that Hermes himself will have a hand in causing the final days. Since we have no reason yet to suspect the former, we should consider the latter the more likely possibility. Proceeding under that assumption, our next step should be to divine the way, why, or even if he might desire such a terrible fate for our star. I should like to visit the site from which Hermes sent forth media. If we are fortunate, we might be able to find some hints of what drives his research. Ghislaine said that she spotted them in the southeast, rising from an isle that she could see from the edge. If we stand at that very same vantage point, should we not it should not prove too difficult to locate the isle in question. Let's take a look, shall we? Whoop. If we're conducting some research, where would I go? What about that one? Have you the means to fly? It is quite a distance away. Inconvenient, but a hardly insurmountable problem. To me, Argos. My friend, would you mind creating a double to carry Missing here over to that island? Stubborn creature. There's no place on this great star we have not together traveled, and still he remains obstinate in the presence of strangers. Argos is has rather exacting standards, I'm afraid. I've met him on the moon. You've ridden on him before. By before, you may be meaning after. Not at all confusing, that. Interesting. 'Tis certainly not unthinkable. But speaking in the here and now, the quick solution is for us to face off in a sparring match. Demonstrate to him that you are capable of holding your own against me in battle, and you shall convince Argos that you are worthy of his back. And besides, I might even teach you a thing or two in the bargain. You seem doubtful, but useful lesson or not, it will certainly be a moment to remember, a memory of the distant past to cherish. What say of you, traveler out of time? Choose your battlefield. I admire your confidence. Clear your mind and prepare your weapons. I'll wait for you in the clearing over yonder. Shall we begin? Be warned, I'll not go easy on you.
Let neither side hold back.
My blade sings!
Oh shit. I'm good. Oh shit. Oh, it's the follow-up. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. Oh god.
My blade sings!
Can it not though?
Impressive. I shall have to try something different.
Oh, she's a dancer now.
No quarter! Have a taste!
I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I.
Prepare yourself!
Afflatus is him. Ah.
We've only just begun. Come at me with your all. Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Oh shit. That's not great. Agave. Oh, this probably isn't great.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will.
Shit. Okay. I'm just gonna go very easy.
Let neither side hold back.
Also, let's scoot this over here.
My blade sings!
Oh god. Oh dear. Oh fuck. Wow, that was so fast.
My blade sings!
I'm not doing hot here. That was even I died somehow faster even though I was
Let neither side hold back. My blade sings!
ah shit.
My blade sings! Impressive. I shall have to try something different. No quarter. Have a taste. I see you won't be easily overcome, but neither will I. Prepare yourself.
Oh shit. I did the wrong thing. Oh no. I thought it would push me past it. Oh shit.
Very well. Let us move to the final trial.
Okay.
Break your chains, shed your burdens, and show me your strength of will.
I'm still alive.
Still stand. People of your time are more resilient than I had dared hope. I have seen enough.
'Twas my intent to finish it, but clearly I underestimated you. One would think I never learn. I made the same mistake with Azam when we first sparred. Despite being less than half my age, his strength was astounding. As is yours. 'Tis plain you have weathered considerable hardship. Far more even than your tales would suggest. It seems we have both learned much on our journeys. Well now, I dare say he has warmed to you. A boon to be sure. He never forgets his favorites, and is ever eager to come to their aid.
Argos will soon have us standing on the very spot where the medium made their departure into the night sky. With luck, we'll learn something of Hermes' intentions. My hope is that we'll find no connection, no festering wish for oblivion, that we might have Hermes and his considerable expertise working for us rather than against us. Let's move over to the edge before mounting, shall we? That we shall allow Argos to catch the currents rising up from below and give us a smooth ride over to the isle. Climb into Argos' back and we'll be off. You know, I honestly can't remember the last time he carried anyone with me. Isn't this pleasant? Argos certainly seems to think so. What was the name of that tree? It's always something... Nophorion, thinking of... Quite a striking specimen, is it not? Notiporion? Brace yourself for the landing. I wouldn't want you tumbling off at the last moment.
Quite a small place, lacking even the most basic equipment. The present may yield no clues, but we may yet try perusing the past. Have you done this before?
Oh, the echo.
So you cannot control the power freely. Worry not. I shall assist you. Come and stand before me. There are two ways to see the past. The first entails peering through the walls of the soul in the moment a subject is recalling a memory. The second requires no subject. and is instead a process of piecing together an event from ripples left in the ambient ether. As memories are etched upon the ether of the soul, so too are they etched upon the ether of the world. In this way can history be preserved. Such memories are given to fading, however, and can prove challenging to visit. But come, let us try. Close your eyes.
All units fully functional and proceeding on course towards their respective stars. Estimated time to completion of survey is 108 cycles. End of status report. Severing connection with shared consciousness. Did you hear that, Hermes? All is well.
Yes. Good tidings at long last. Every step of the way, I've been reminded how little we understand creation. How the universe defies imagination.
But soon we won't need to speculate. We'll know the answers. What others live for.
Indeed. And we'll owe it all to you and your sisters.
I wonder what answers we will get.
Whatever intelligent beings that exist out there are bound to be vastly different from us. Diverse in form and culture, possessed of unique ways of thinking. Their conception of life and its purpose will be no exception. Completely and utterly unlike ours.
Utterly unlike... how?
I have no idea. Yet whatever answers we receive, I will not dismiss them out of hand. No, I will think earnestly on them all. And I will share them with our people, that together we may contemplate our own existence. Perhaps then our star will become a better place. Not only for man, but for all life. Meteon, though I gave you wings to soar the heavens, I did not teach you how to walk the earth. So loath was I to bind another living being. In the course of your long journey, you will learn from those you meet, learn to walk and run and so much more. And when you return, older and wiser, we will have a celebration to mark your homecoming and coming of age both.
Will there be apples? Covered in syrup?
And how are you supposed to eat them? Rather than food, perhaps... a flower. Yes. Upon your return, I will gift you a beautiful flower.
Did he make the Elpis flower for her?
So, what is your opinion?
Hermes is a gentle soul, and yet...
I understand. He is a gentle soul, and well-intentioned. Yet it does not take ill intent to beget ill. We must consider the possibility that something may have gone awry. Perhaps it was oversight, or simply an accident. In light of this, I propose that we reveal your tale to Hermes himself. If he does not wish for the final days, as we believe, he may well join us in pursuing a solution. Then it is settled. Let us seek out our friend with all swiftness. 'Twould not do to let such a pure soul be blackened by tragedy.
There are any number of places where Hermes might be in Elpis. We could do no worse than look in Kittis Hyperbolea, the largest facility. It stands in Ithoscelios Boreas, the Northern Isle. I wonder, for an institution which claims to studiously research every species destined to be released in the world, did you not question how they find room for them all on so few islands? The answer lies in Kittis itself. I touched upon the practice before back at the archives, where a vast area is stitched together out of multiple conceptual spaces. The same holds true for the interior of this facility and its magically constructed environs. There, with those sprawling habitats, that the chief overseer and most of Elpis's observers continue the bulk of their work. Come, the simplest routes via the Neas north of Poitinoikas. Still alive on the air, success device but recently activated. Let's do the thing. Which also means I can get the final ether current here. Elpis. It is directly beneath what is going to be a dungeon. Alright, so we appear here. There's this dot. So it's gonna be like right here-ish. Good, the Neas acknowledged you as my guest. You should now have the authority to use it as you wish. As for the way to Kittis Hyperborea, we followed this path, and then turned left at the crossroads. There it is. Last bastard. Let me get you. Sir. Okay. I now has all the ether currents. Vina. Here we are, the grandest research facility in Elpis. We should head inside and ask after Hermes' whereabouts. Hermes is at another facility, as we have just discovered. Furthermore, we've confirmed that his studies into Dynamis, as well as his creation of Medium, were entirely private pursuits. No one else we spoke with appeared to possess the Chief's depth of knowledge on the subject, and neither did we hear any tales of stolen research. Which means that Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse. Which means if Hermes himself harbors no desire to bring down an apocalypse, then he might be recruited to help prevent one. Or so saith the illustrious Emet-Selch. According to your story, the 14 divined a connection between the celestial currents and the final days, but were never able to pinpoint the root cause of the calamity. With our people's greatest minds, not to mention Hythlodius' sharp eyes committed to the pursuit of a solution, such an outcome seems inconceivable. The only possible explanation is that the nature of the catalyst was so inexplicable that even we failed to perceive it. And what better fits that description than the invisible, intangible Dynamis? Which, in turn, leads us to the next question. How did Hermes, in his role as Fandaniel, not recognize the subject of his own research? We must assume that he either knew and was unable to help, or that he was otherwise prevented from identifying the cause in the first place. At this juncture, all we can do is speculate. To be clear, the Convocation does not tolerate acts of deception and malice. We are practiced at perceiving truth and would have known had Fandaniel lied to us. Hermes has no conscious wish for the world to end, of that I am certain. It seems there is more to the tale after all. We conducted an investigation of our own, you see. Explaining gestures. Pan up. Time passes. How comforting. We seem to have reached the exact same conclusion. I see no reason to delay further. 'Tis time we brought Hermes into the fold, as it were. Thank you for understanding. Save your thanks. I did not say I believed your ridiculous story. But as Emet-Selch, I have a duty to examine any potential threat to our existence, no matter how ludicrous or personally offensive I may find it. Do not approach me, do not speak to me, and do not dare presume to treat me as a friend. I am merely carrying out my duty. How lovely. Our merry duo has become a quartet. Past disagreements are no reason to reject collaboration in the here and now. I commend Emet-Selch for his practicality. I think my time for this leisurely exploration is past. I might have a moment to adjust my vision. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If I might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is, on the aisle next over. Medion's with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of an observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path. We can teleport to Miss Rophius Eros from the device at the bottom of the slope. Mr. F's Eros is interesting in that it's the only region in Elpis which lacks a researcher hub. It's largely due to the nature of its observation sites, within which they let loose creatures anticipated to be unruly and dangerous. I've also heard tale that the area is kept deliberately sparse in the event that, well, let's just say that no one should ever live near the Neos, which provides access to a certain facility. What, you expect me to praise you and your progress? On the contrary, I'm simply surprised you made it thus far. Then again, even with you slowing her down, there's no denying that Vana is an accomplished researcher. Her wealth of wisdom and experience is unmatched, and her achievements in creation magics, in any field frankly, are nothing short of extraordinary. Though the singular brilliance which she sets her apart can make her motives somewhat impenetrable at times. As her student and successor puts it, she is a force of nature, at once so close and yet at the same time so very distant. They're close. They're close by. Within the Hungering Gardens. That would be the circular enclosures you see just up ahead. Well then, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, you would assume it was only to press him on the Fandaniel matter. Of all present, you stand the best chance at convincing him to put aside his work for the moment. But the creations in there are not exactly... And again, he could probably handle them. He did survive a bout with Vana, after all. Off you go to find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. God, do I have to fight them all? Is there no way to find Hermes until I've had a certain number of encounters? Stop! I'm gonna do a quick... Is there a specific spot in the garden where he is? Hermes location. Okay, so yeah, it's over there. My God, I don't care. Go away. Go away. Oh, you go away too, sir. Missing, where'd you come from? What are you doing here? I thought you were keeping Hithlodius and Emet-Selch company. Important matter, and unrelated to my decision on Thandaniel, you say? Then yes, I'll come as soon as my work here is finished. It will not be long, I promise, but you should really wait outside the garden with the others. There's no place for idle exploration. Oh. Spoke with Hermes, then. And were briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well, I see. Or I should say, smell. You cannot speak with, I cannot speak for certain convocation members, but I, for one, am impressed with your fortitude. Well done, indeed. Now that you've convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. For as fascinating as it would be to meet the Emet-Selch who would recreate Almarat in the depths of the ocean, I think it best for all concerned if such tragic events never come to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone. Naive hope that may be. Hermes said he would not be long, yes, then we shall wait here until he emerges.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity, if one can suspend disbelief.
Go on then.
Tell him what you told us.
Who you are and why you came.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates dynamis. Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. The source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, it was where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested. If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Greetings.
Aliens.
Can you hear me?
Aliens.
Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts.
Hear, feel, think.
May we please be friends?
Meteion. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
It hurts, it hurts. It hurts. So hot, so cold, so sad. I don't understand. Make it stop. Please, make it stop.
Steady, Meteion. Steady.
So scared, so lonely. The pain, it's too much. Why? Why do we?
Oh god. Oh.
This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
Okay, so she found aliens. And the aliens weren't great.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
Are you all right? In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteion also employs dynamis. That would explain why you were able to hear her, when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
Since your sense is questing for any hint of Meteion's presence. Fail to hear her voice, she must be elsewhere. Strain my senses to their limits but found nothing. You must calm your mind, you must hear it, though you may feel her silent voice. It seeps into my mind, our voices reporting. Armies mustn't hear them, I have to run, to hide. This is the source of flee down the slope. You strain to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to hear Medion's voice. You must be elsewhere. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no, we can't tell them. We can't tell them that we must run. Run far away. Please don't follow me. Medion's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing the top of the ridge. Oh. I was already doing the thing. He's trying to catch even the faintest whisper of failed to hear Medion's voice. She must be elsewhere. How did it come to this? Is this the reason we traveled to the stars? Why we sought out other life forms? Is this it? The answer? It can't be. Must be elsewhere. Aha. I have more important things to take care of right now. Go away. Not on the clock. Go away, teams. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all people of Aetheris. Processing expedition data, preparing profiles on intelligent civilizations, formulating answers to the question, finalizing report. You mustn't listen. No, It's wrong. It's all wrong. Any signs of Medion? Panicked and confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of the situation? The media are linked to a single mind, a shared consciousness which connects them all across any distance. I suspect something has happened which disrupted its usual harmony. How might we, access this shared consciousness of theirs? Much as you would approach any sentient being, directly. In the media's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we could track down the Medion we just lost, we have no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters, no way to provide directions or guidance. Then we had best set our musings aside and concentrate on how we might find her. Dear Medion, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why did you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? I mean, considering it ended the world. In the final days, Aether is twisted by the invasion of dynamis from beyond the star, its progress intensified by the feelings of fear and despair and anguish. Nay, I like not the picture which emerges in these latest pieces. A frantic search will avail us little. We must be clever about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, Medion renders herself invisible by matching her etheric density to that of her surroundings, does she not? If so, could we not then disrupt her concealment with a surfeit of ether, much like how Emet-Selch solidified your presence when we first met you? Don't be absurd, I can hardly channel ether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me. Which is why we must all work together. He will continue his search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once he ascertains Medion's likely location, you proceed to reveal our way we're familiar with, a swift ethereal downpour. Very clever, and thankfully she's made herself easier to capture by fleeing towards the lift. Assuming she's made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. Then we have our plan. Missing Emet-Selch will be our tracker and trapper respectively, while others predict and obstruct Medion's avenues of escape. Emet-Selch and I will keep an eye on each other's ether to help coordinate efforts. Let's be about it. Seems we're partners for the time being. Let's return to where we last saw Medion and pick up the trail from there. I'll keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down ether at a moment's notice, meaning it falls to you to keep the way clear. Nothing this way? Try another route then. Go away, sir. Thank you. Why can't I fly? Are my functions being restricted? Hide. Yes, I'll have to hide then, where no one can find me. To the lake, as if this wasn't tiresome enough. At least one, that open expansion should make her easier to find. We shouldn't lose her this time. We should be able to reach the bottom of this drop by climbing down the rock at the water's edge. Do not even think of dragging me over the falls. Final days or no, if I end up drenched from head to toe, I swear I will feed you to a remora. Let's go over the falls. Woo! I'm not here. I'm not here. Please. That rock, is she? Very well. Why can't I hide? We'll hear your report, good or bad. Why are you saying everything is so faint? I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It'll break them, his poor fragile heart. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into the midst. Naeus is not in use. It seems to have been left to the mercy of the elements. Either way, there's no trace of Medion's essence. We move on. There, I see her. Hop on, Emet-Selch. There.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Please, Mission. We must speak.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please. Please protect them. Protect them all.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected. Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found. only their lingering essence.
These are just Greek numbers, I know that much.
Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. Inea. Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey, or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteion. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteion. Not until she has finished her report.
All else must wait.
You fool!
If all Hermes means to do is listen to Medion's report, then it's his right to do so. But once he receives the answer to his question, what then? The fate of the world may well hinge upon the choices he makes in that moment, and we must be there when he makes it. Why, Hermes, could you not leave well enough alone? Will these answers assuage the pain you feel when all creation is returned to ether? Had you never cast your cursed question under the stars, you may have one day learned to be at peace upon this one. Hermes is headed to Kitsis. Considering the expansive dimensions of the place, even we may have a difficult time locating his ether. All I can say is he entered from the rooftop and likely arrived at the uppermost point in the facility. So do we pursue him? Of course we pursue him, no matter what Hermes might be thinking. Medion is a potential threat that needs to be brought under our control. The Convocation's duty to safeguard this star takes precedence over any personal stake in the matter. Vana, missing? It's clear we stand at a precipice, but we have yet to determine beyond a shadow of a doubt that Medion's is the hand which tips us over the edge. Nevertheless, if we are to learn the truth of the final days, we must give chase. And even if neither Hermes nor Medion is ultimately responsible, we cannot leave them to suffer this torment alone. Agreed on all counts. To Kitsis Hyperborea we go. Judging from the crowd, something's afoot. I mislike the look of this. I saw naught out of the ordinary. Does anyone know what caused it? What have we here? Excuse me, has something happened inside Kitsis? Mr. Shvanella, I'm so glad you're here. No one knows what prompted it, but the alarm was sounded and Kitsis put into a state of alert. Procedure dictated that we evacuate immediately, and we have yet to investigate further. This is Hermes doing, obviously. And what does this state of alert entail exactly? A field of dampening magic is draped over the entire facility, usually in response to the escaped entities and the like. Kitsis scholars and observers are unaffected, but everything and everyone else is weakened in to a fraction of their usual capabilities. They consider us forewarned. We do, however, have urgent business with Chief Hermes and must enter the premises regardless. That said, if Hermes is willing to enact such measures, I wonder what other obstacles he has seen fit to drop in our path. With the enfeebling spell in place, we're not likely to be fighting at our best. And I was hardly an effective combatant to begin with. I've little to offer beyond my ethereal vision. And you will put that talent of yours to good use. You were fairly skilled at spotting weaknesses, if I recall. Fairly skilled, and now you've gone and raised everyone's expectations. You all need only make the most of your strengths, and I will fill the gaps in as required. I was once Azim, after all. 'Twas my job to rise to the occasion, be that as a defender, aggressor, or healer. I feel better about my lack of prowess already. And you, Emet-Selch, can impress us with your arcane majesty, your you lob potent spells as easily as breathing, but you can also channel the power into a protective manner if you so choose, yes? Well, yes, should the situation call for it. Excellent, that should cover us on all fronts. Your tale led us here, so it is only right that you lead us now. No matter what lies ahead, we will win through to Hermes and Meteon. And then we will face the future together. Kits is Hyperborea, inaccessible. Okay. I'm absolutely going in with the gang. Party of NPCs. Third seat, all... Emet-Selch, the third seat. Vana, all-rounder. Hithlodius, Soulseer. So she can be whatever. He can... Oh, so he can be tank or DPS. I think... I'll be tank, because I did... No, I'm gonna stay summoner. Let's do it.
Come, let us be off.
World Unsundered, Kits is Hyperborea.
Please, turn back, else I might be forced.
Of course, Emet-Selch's a Dark Knight, edgy boy.
My way.
Have a taste.
I see you.
Out of my way.
face!
Hide. Oh. Oh god. Ah! No use on us. Well.
My way.
I see you. I see you opening. I see you opening. I see you. I'm not entirely useless.
Not. There we go.
Have a taste. Have at you.
According to Mistress Lissa, her creation is based on the concept for a bipedal wolf. And indeed, its impressive man-like gait. It's also highly intelligent. It's evidenced by its ability to employ tools, while the gleam in its eyes gives the impression that it comprehends our words. If this proves to be the case, then it would be a shame that its flirt isn't designed for speech. I must mention this in the next report. Is there any other lore bits around here? No. He may have his flaws, but he can't fault his managerial prowess. Seriously? You want to discuss his candidacy now?
I see you.
He's doing a very good job at trying to murder us. Like he's clearly got a lot of planning and forethought. See what manner of thinking's behind this. There's truly no accounting for taste.
How about you?
I see you opening.
Out of my way.
Have a taste.
Try to. Out of my way.
I see you opening. I see you opening.
I'm not entirely useless.
Pass for Constitution, fail for Intelligence. If this concept's submitted, I will be certain to reject it.
I cannot let you take Meteor. Not yet.
How about you?
I'm not entirely useless.
How about you? Have a taste.
see you. I see you. I'm not entirely useless.
I must hear their answers before they're expunged from existence.
Summoners can be a virtue, but this is a little excessive.
Stand firm.
I'm not entirely useless.
I want to read the books.
Have a taste.
The successful creation of migratory birds, which began travel between continents and seasons, came from a breath of fresh air to the long stagnant realm of flying life forms. In the end, it was a relatively simple thing to grant creatures the ability to navigate by celestial bodies, but this method lacked the perception needed to guide them through the same location each time, as would be vital to their survival. The breakthrough came in the form of magnetic fields, the use of which was discovered by the incumbent Fandaniel during his tenure as chief overseer of Elpis, a truly inspired idea that has brought lasting benefits to the star.
So, it comes to this. I've no wish to fight, but this time, I cannot yield. Though the world may think me a mad, desperate fool,
I will hold fast to my conviction. I will have the time and tranquility I require. Fall, dust, and gale, gather to me! Ancient Brand, unleash your power!
Oh.
Dancing winds, pierce my foe! My way. Stars on high, fall and rain!
Oh, rocks! Rocks, okay. I see what I'm supposed to do now.
I will have the time and tranquility I require. Dust and gale, gather to me! Ancient Brand, unleash your power!
Yes.
Dancing wind, pierce my foe!
I see you.
Stars on high, war and rain!
Shit.
my foes!
Have a taste!
I'm not entirely useless.
Stars on high! All is rain!
Prepare yourself!
I'm not entirely useless.
Even when transformed. But I am not finished yet.
I see you.
I'm not entirely useless.
Yay!
No! My power!
Enhanced Radiant Aegis. Oh, I have a new recruit for my army. Cool. A merry chase he led us on. Hopefully he's calmed down a little. Let us leave the rest to Emet-Selch.
It's over, Hermes. In the name of the Convocation, I hereby take Meteion into custody. And setting aside the matter of your nomination, you will come with us too. We require your knowledge to assess and resolve the situation.
Meteion, I am so sorry. Would that I could have listened to your report in full. Reflected upon its meaning and conveyed it to others. That they might reconsider their chosen course. But I have failed. And that wish will never be realized. However, ere our fates become the province of others, I bid you tell me just one thing. Was there happiness in those distant stars? Was there a reason for living?
We conducted our search as per your instructions. We scoured historical records, communed with the spirits of the deceased, heard the final testaments of the dying, welcomed their shadowed hearts into our own. One race had striven to create a world bereft of animosity. They renounced relationships to avoid interpersonal strife, and in so doing brought about societal collapse. One race had renounced war and devoted itself to the enrichment of its people. They were conquered. Though they destroyed the enemy in reprisal, they could not regain their former glory. One race had concluded that finite time was the root of all woes. Aspiring to shatter its shackles, they went in search of infinity. They discovered nothing is infinite, and that neither time or death can be cheated. Disillusioned, they gave up on the future and themselves. One race had discarded all things that gave rise to sorrow, hoping to have only joy. They found joy lost its savor in the absence of sorrow, and lost their will to live. Though worlds apart, these peoples shared a belief. The belief that they had tried their best. That they had tried to fulfill their potential with every step and success. In the course of which, they learned the truth. That they would never be free of fear and sorrow, anger and despair, of loneliness, so long as they yet lived. Even now their souls cry out for oblivion. And to this song of anguish, I lend my voice. We lend our voice. Oh, beloved mankind, shimmering jewels of beautiful Etheris, rejoice, for we will free you from the cruel yoke of existence. There is no need to struggle in vain, for in nihility awaits salvation. You will know peace and serenity, and it will be beautiful. We will make our nest at the edge of the universe, and there in the dark of dead worlds hoard sorrow and suffering. There we will sing, our chorus ever louder and ever clearer, that our song may reach even this ether-shrouded star. Such is the answer we have found in the stars. Such is the gift we now offer to Etheris.
Who are you to decide our fate? To decree we live or die? Have you lost your mind? You heard what she said. She means to destroy us all, yet you'd still take her side?
In the name of the star, we have discarded those creations that we deemed flawed. If we ourselves are flawed, does it not stand to reason that we too should be discarded?
That is sophistry, and you know it!
Perhaps it is. Perhaps I am wrong. But who is to say that you are right? Let us settle this with a determination. In my authority as Chief Overseer of Elpis, I will make a judgment on man's fitness to exist. If he can learn to value all life and retain his will to live, even should his end be justified, he will surely find a way to avert his demise. If not, he will perish from the start. As with all determinations, provisions must be made to ensure fairness. Kairos! Awaken!
Memory reconfiguration system Kairos activated. Awaiting instruction.
Command. Universal memory alteration. Target area. Catesis Hyperborea. Starting point. Arrival of Emet-Selch of the convocation at Propylion. Endpoint. The present. Erase the memories of all events and replace with a vague recollection of the following. I was here, preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus. Meteon's shared consciousness became unstable. She and her sisters could not sustain their existence, and all dissipated with a burst. The resultant shockwave accidentally triggered Kairos, which erased several days of memories from all present. Execute.
Command acknowledged. Initializing. 3 processes remaining to execution.
Bravo. I dare say one would be hard-pressed to make it fairer. Everything that you told us, everything that has happened, the fact we've even met, it will all be gone.
Go, Meteon. To the edge of the universe, where none can reach you.
Hermes, won't you come with me? If you were to shed your flesh, I should be able to carry you.
I will remain. As a man, I will oppose the oblivion you bring.
Silly fool. Had you said yes, I would have granted you the gentlest end.
This ends here!
Fly, Meteon!
That is far enough, Hermes!
Argos, to me!
I feel like you should stop the thingy that's gonna erase your memories.
First process complete. 2 remaining to execution of memory reconfiguration.
As if we needed more pressure. No matter what, you cannot forget what happened today. For it is the key to saving your future. Your world. This fight is our fight. What comes after, our problem to contend with, not yours. No. Your own struggle awaits, and no one else can take your place. You must flee this place with your memories intact, and I will see that you do. Now then, where is it? There you are, my little confluence.
Very well, then. You may elude us this day, but not forever.
Meteon's gotten away.
Second process complete. One remaining to execution.
Ugh. No time for brooding. Listen well. Beyond lies a spatial confluence that connects the interior sections of this building. I will destroy the confluence and force open a way outside. When I do, you must jump through.
I cannot tell you how sorry I am. But neither can I let you escape!
Too brave by half. Exemplary work, as always, Emet-Selch.
What? But how? I thought the confluence was... over...
Over there? Yes. We were rather hoping you would.
It was never anywhere but where it is now. The instant those two began making their way towards nothing, 'twas clear the plan was a diversion.
I'm quite incapable of destroying a confluence, I must confess.
A gambit brazen beyond words. Though we've grown accustomed to reckless improvision due to the antics of an incorrigible associate. Though, in the case of certain present company, incorrigible is an understatement. Honestly, I'm beginning to suspect it's a requirement for every Azem. There's no time! Quickly! Even now, I do not believe your tale. I would not suffer us to walk such a wretched path. Still, if it must be said, do not squander it, the legacy I leave you.
Final process complete. Executing universal memory alteration.
Go, Argos!
Oh, both of us made it through.
I'm fine. Just a little tired. Can it be true? Are we the only ones left who see beauty in the world? In life? Are the stars above no more than husks of fallen civilizations? And yet, I feel her. Though she is unimaginably distant, I feel Meteon's presence, and the place where to we must go. Ere she made good her escape, I placed an enchantment upon her, one which allows us to follow her trail. She has already left the outermost bounds of Aetheris, and continues on her way. Given the vastness of the universe, it will still be no easy feat to track her down. But thanks to Emet-Selch and his Ladeus, all is not lost. We remember. So long as we remember, our fates remain ours to shape.
So what now?
What indeed? Let us begin by ascertaining the situation at Catesis Hyperborea, where the others should still be. Given the likely state of their memories, however, it would be imprudent for us to approach them directly. In which case... I am sorry, my friend. I've asked much of you this day. But may I trouble you one last time? Argos will investigate in our stead. We will share in his consciousness and see and hear as if we were with him. Now, close your eyes and open your mind.
Thank goodness you are unharmed.
Unharmed? There is a gaping hole in my memories. I can scarcely remember arriving here in Elpis.
Forgive me. I was preparing to demonstrate the functionality of Kairos to our guests. But Meteon, her shared consciousness became unstable. And she...
Nobody thinks this is sus at all?
So, that's what prompted the state of alert. And when you went to investigate, you were caught in Kairos's accidental operation.
So it would seem. It's all a blur to me.
Such an unfortunate accident. Oh, and what of Vinar and your other companion? You went inside together, as I recall.
We did?
If Vinar was with us, I have no recollection of it. But that there is her familiar, is it not? The fellow seems happy enough, so I think it's safe to assume his mistress is well. I haven't the slightest notion who this other companion might be, however.
Ah, well, that individual struck me as a bit different, for want of a better word. Perhaps it wasn't actually a person, but some manner of creation.
Curious. I must ask Venara about it when next we meet.
Yes, you do that. Now, if we may tend to Hermes, whatever this Meteion did, it seems he bore the brunt of it. Once you are fit to travel, you will return with us to Amarot. We need to make certain there are no other ill effects. Also, I am here on business of the 14. We've already had the conversation, like as not, but since your toy wiped my memory, we'll have to have it again.
I feel like this would disqualify him
Yes,
from the position.
As you see fit.
This Kairos, it manipulates memories through the emission of etheric waves, correct? There is a theory which holds that memories scoured by blasts of ether are restored when the soul is cleansed in the underworld. If true, then perhaps when our time comes to return to the star, we shall remember these few days we have lost.
I doubt aught of interest occurred. Look forward to the revelation if you like, but I should prefer to reminisce on more meaningful moments.
Let us rest, if only for a while. After all, you and I... Oh, we still have a long, long way to go.
Are you feeling at all recovered? I understand that your exertions were more than purely physical, but resting one's body, if only for a moment, is never without merit. As for Hermes, I think it unlikely he will create more Entelechies. He poured much of himself into Meteion, and now that she and her sisters are gone, dissipated in his mind, the grief must be unbearable. He'll blame himself, he'll believe that, and never acknowledge his dissatisfaction with the world. And then Media would never have been... he'll blame himself. He'll believe that, had he never acknowledged his dissatisfaction with the world, that the media would not have been born to suffer and die. The offer to join the 14 will be welcome distraction, and one day hence he will face the advent of the final days in the role of Fandaniel. Listen to me. Our duty is now to denounce, not to denounce Hermes for his misguided determination, or to convince Emet-Selch and Hythlodaeus that they have been deceived. No, we must instead ensure that the experiences Hermes sought to expunge are preserved. What remains in our memories alone will be our weapon against the final days. You must fight this battle in your age, and I in mine. Come, let us walk together once more. I'll see you to the doors of Propalion. Your time in this age is drawing to an end. Upon speaking to Vana, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It's recommended you set aside sufficient time. Dang. No. I've got to go. I told my dad we'd hang out today, so I'm gonna head on out here. This seems like a good a place as any to stop for now. Holy crap, though. And then I got 2 more quests to do for the ether currents, right? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna wrap things up here, though. Let's see who all is. That's our raid message. I didn't mean to hit that yet, but... Let's see who all is online. Let's raid Sephiroth. They're doing Splatoon as usual. Anyway, thanks for hanging. If you're on YouTube, tossing things over to twitch.tv/Sephiroth. I will, maybe be live tomorrow. I need to edit some shorts and stuff tomorrow. It's my now slowly becoming designated Sunday chore, is make sure I have shorts ready. But until next time, I'll be seeing y'all later. Thanks for hanging out with me.